Hey beauty babes, welcome back to my channel. I am Maria, aka AgapeLoveGirl. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I am doing a current foundation routine. I don't think I've ever really done a video like this before, but I recently received this little beauty sponge to review, and rather than just doing kind of a plain old boring review on it, I thought I would just go ahead and show you how I've incorporated it into my current foundation routine and just show you, like, you know, how I use it and what I am doing currently. I'm always switching up what I do with my foundation routine, meaning foundation, concealer, setting powder, stuff like that, because I'm kind of just I have a variety of different foundations and concealers, and I'm always kind of just trying different things to see what works best for me. So I don't have a set foundation routine, you know, so I don't show that very often, but I thought, you know, why not just kind of show you my current foundation routine, which actually I am obsessed with this foundation routine. I don't know if it's any one specific product that's making it so great or if it's just really all the products together, but I found lately that this foundation routine I'm loving it. I feel like my makeup stays on so well for hours, and applies, like, making my skin look like my skin, only better, of course, because most of you guys know I don't like really heavy duty full coverage foundations. I don't like the feeling of a really heavy foundation, so I like things that are lightweight, yet obviously I want to wear them because I want to make my skin look a little bit more even, a little bit better. So obviously I still want, you know, a decent coverage foundation, but I want it to look like more like natural, like my skin, and I feel like this routine currently that I've discovered is really doing that for me. I feel like I'm getting a really great, I wouldn't say flawless, but close to it as I can get, like, yet looks very natural. And so before I get into my demo, let me just tell you really quickly about this beauty sponge, because like I said, I did receive it to review. It's by Agape. This is it right here. I don't know, it's just these letters. I don't know if it's J-G-O-B or if it's just like J-Gob, I don't know. And it says it's designed in Portland, Oregon, and this is available on Amazon for $14.95, I believe. And so I'm going to insert some clips here to show you guys what it looks like, because before it gets wet, it is a little bit smaller than this, and then once it's wet or dampened, it does expand. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a little clip of what it looks like as I read you the description of this product. So it says, our premium black charcoal makeup blender beauty sponges are made from the highest quality materials we could find. No expense was spared in the making, as we wanted to provide the most superior makeup sponge we could offer. So really quick, short and sweet little description of this beauty sponge. Now, I was very intrigued by this sponge specifically because it looks very similar to the Beauty Blender, of course, and I know that the Beauty Blender now does have a black one available, not just pink. And I don't have an actual beauty blender. I wish I did so I could compare, because I honestly feel like this really could be a dupe for the beauty blender. Now, I do have the Real Techniques sponge, which you guys all know I love. This is one of my very favorite ways to apply foundation, and I feel like you get a really great application with this sponge. Now, I have mentioned before that I do feel like when I use this, I still like to go over it with a brush, just kind of really smooth out my foundation. And that's not to take away from this sponge. I think this sponge is amazing. It's like usually anywhere from $5 to $6, so I mean, it's a great deal if you don't want to spend a lot of money on the Beauty Blender, which is $20, or this one, which is $15. So that's not taking away from this at all. I still love this sponge. It's been my favorite, but like I've never tried other sponges, so I can't, you know, I couldn't compare it. But I do wish I had the Beauty Blender to compare to this, because from all the reviews I've seen, this seems like it really could be a dupe. Now, it's still kind of more up there in cost, because it's $15, but that's still $5 less than the Beauty Blender. So I mean, you might want to, you know, get it at a little bit of a lesser cost. So there's that. But what I was gonna say was that I feel like when I apply my foundation with this, I don't feel like I need to go back over it with the brush to really kind of continue to blend my foundation out. I feel like this applies it really, really well. I am just like, I'm loving this. It's very, very bouncy. It's a little bit more bouncy than the Real Techniques brush, the Real Techniques sponge. So this one's just a little bit more dense, and I feel like this one just has a little bit more bounce and give to it, which makes it just a really, really nice and soft, and just feel like you're applying your makeup with clouds or something. It's really nice, and I really, really have been enjoying it lately. And one thing that I think is really nice is it does come in this little case, so you can reuse and take it to travel with you if you want to keep it clean or keep it from getting messed up or having it, you know, touch anything else or whatever. So I think that is very nice. But anyways, with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and get into my current foundation routines. So to start off my foundation routine, I've been using this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. This is just the deluxe sample size that I got because I just really wanted to try it out, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it just yet. I feel like this whole routine that I'm going to be showing you today, really, I'm wowed by it all together and how well my makeup stays on and how well it looks. But I don't know yet if it's attributed to one specific product of these or just the combination, but I do like it a lot. The idea of the primer water really appealed to me just because I like something that's going to be a primer and give staying power and help my makeup apply a little bit better. But I also don't like actual primers, and I hardly ever use them just because I don't like the extra added like feeling of stuff on my face. So I've been using this and really, really like it. So I start off, I do already have my face washed and moisturized, so I'm going to start off with this. And just spray it on and let it dry. Now the next thing I do once that dries is, even though I don't like to apply a primer all over my face, I do like to use, and I've mentioned this before, a shadow primer under my eyes here, because I do get a lot of creasiness under my eyes, and I feel like using an eyeshadow primer helps that, because like this one is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and it's made for not creasing. So I like that rather than just a normal face primer. I learned that tip from Wayne Goss here on YouTube. You all probably know who he is. And then another tip that I learned recently from Jackie Ina, I believe that's her name. I think she switched it up. Her channel used to be Makeup Game On Point. I love her channel. She was talking about how to prevent the creasing or you know, creasing in your smile lines, and she also suggested using an eyeshadow primer there, and I was like, duh, why didn't I think of that, because I already use it under my eyes. So total genius. I feel like it really does help, because after I put on makeup, you know, I do get the creasing there too, and I can't stand that. So I just use a dab of this, like literally just a little bit, and you don't have to do this or anything, but if you want to, you can use whatever eyeshadow primer you prefer. I just like the Too Faced Shadow Insurance one just because I don't necessarily like this as an actual shadow primer, but for creasing wise, I feel like it helps a lot. So I literally just put like a little tiny bit on my fingers here, and then kind of dab it on and blend from the back sweeping forward. And just pat, 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 and then I will just take it right here and get it in that creasy area. Once I do that, I go ahead and go in with my foundation. What I've been using recently is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I've had this for quite a few months now. And just kind of been using it here and there, but I just started kind of exclusively using it within the past couple of weeks and really, really liking it. Let's see, if anybody curious of the shade, I have 128 Warm Nude Beige. So I use that and just put a little bit on the back of my hand. The only thing I don't like about this is that, like this top, I would prefer a pump or something a little less messy. So I feel like it's like, whew, just kind of pours out. So, and then I'm gonna go in with this black charcoal beauty sponge by J. Gob is who it's by, and I really actually have been loving this. Now most of you guys are familiar with my channel, know that I really, really love my Real Techniques sponge. I don't want to say beauty blender because it's not the beauty blender, but you know what I mean. But this, I didn't think I would love anything more than that, and I really, really like this a lot. But anyways, I'm gonna take my foundation and just kind of dab it all around first. I'm using my viewfinder as a mirror here, so that's why I'm kind of looking away. I'm sure you guys know. And this sponge is really, like, I really actually do think I like this a lot better than my Real Technique sponge. And that's saying a lot because I love that sponge. And I didn't think I would like anything better than that. And I don't have the actual Beauty Blender, and I really wish I did because I kind of feel like this really could be a true dupe for it. From the reviews I've seen from other people and the explanation of it and the difference of it compared to the Real Technique sponge, I feel like this seems almost like exactly that. It's super soft. It flows up, not flows up. It grows as once you get it wet, which is really neat. It really has a really nice bouncier, softness to it. A little bit bouncier and softer than the Real Techniques beauty sponge. So just take what's left on the back of my hand and put it on my face here. Now I wouldn't say that, like, I think that the Real Techniques beauty sponge doesn't apply my foundation better, or like worse, or this does it any better. I feel like it still does about the same job. It just, there's something about this one just feels so much nicer, and I think my foundation just looks so smooth. I just love it. And like I said, I think it might be a combination of all the products I've been using lately, the primer water and this foundation and this sponge and stuff like that. But I just feel like my makeup has been really, really going on amazingly lately. And just looking up close, I'm seeing there's just like no streaks, no lines. It just looks really good and even, and applies just so nicely. So I'm just kind of making sure everything's blended completely so I don't have any cakey spots. Now I'll go ahead and zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit closer to my face. Now if you guys know me, you know I don't like a lot of really full coverage. I like my foundation to be more of a light to medium coverage. I still like my skin to look like skin and not look like I have a bunch of foundation on. My skin is far from perfect, but I mean, I don't mind it looking real, and you know, it doesn't have to look flawless to me. But I just thought I'd show you this up close because this foundation is supposed to be the matte and poreless. And you could still see my pores, you know, decently, but I feel like it does a decent job at minimizing them a little bit. Next product I've been using for my foundation routine is the Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I totally like fell into the trap of buying it after I saw Jaclyn Hill talking about it. Just because the fact that she had said it was like totally feels weightless yet covers and conceals like a heavy duty concealer. Again, if you're familiar with my channel, you know that I prefer more lightweight liquid concealers rather than the really heavy cream ones, even though they might conceal better. For me, I don't like the feeling of it, and because I do have the lines where they kind of, it creases, I don't like that. I prefer something a little bit more lightweight. Yet I am always on the search for something that'll cover really well because I do have those dark circles. So I thought I'd give this a try. I splurged a little bit, and I really have been liking it a lot lately, actually. The shade I have is Light Warm, and so I'm just gonna take that dab it under my eyes. And I do like to bring a little bit over here under my nose, so I have these little red spots too. And similar to how Jacqueline uses it, I like to use it a little bit as a highlight into my, you know, foundation routine as well. Just to balance out, you know, the brightness of this. And I'll take and blend it with this makeup sponge. As I pat, I like to go like pat outwards and then bring it inwards this way, because I feel like when you bring the product this way, it's less likely to crease, whereas if I'm bringing it this way, it gets, you know, product gets lost in the creases of my under eyes, and so that's what causes more creasing. So if I bring it this way, it really kind of disperses the product a little bit more evenly rather than getting it sucked into the creases of my under eyes. So I'm just dabbing, patting, and bringing it inwards. I'm just re-going over any spots to make sure it's fully blended out. So I'll show you guys up close also so you can see just how that looks. So I do have just a little bit of creasing still, but it's not as bad as like some others. So it's just very faint. And then once I set it with the powder, that will pretty much fade away, which is nice. So anyways, this is what this kind of looks like up close. And then the last thing I do for my foundation, like just my foundation routine, is set it with powder. Now I'm going to be using the It Cosmetics, I think this is a Bye Bye Pores Poreless Finish HD Micro Powder. And I've had this for probably going on a year now. I bought it and used it a lot, but then kind of put it away and forgot about it. And just recently, as I was going through a lot of my makeup, I rediscovered it and decided to start using it again. So that's why I have this. And I have several other setting powders that I really like and enjoy, but this is just what I've been using lately, and I actually am glad I rediscovered it in my collection because I really like it. So I am actually going to use this with the damp beauty sponge, because I've really just been liking how it looks and applies and, you know, makes my face look after using it. So I'm going to take a little pointed end and then dip that in there, and then just apply that pretty heavily over my under eye area, again going from the outwards in to really kind of soak up any product and diminish any of the creasing. And like I said, I just go in heavy with it just to kind of let it set and soak up. You know, we're setting it, so I just kind of go in pretty heavy with it, and then I take that, put a little bit more and bring it to the same spots where I kind of did the highlight around my face. And I'll also bring it kind of under here. I feel like this kind of just helps prep my face for when I go into contour. And I really just like how it makes my foundation look. It just looks really nice. I don't know. And I'll bring that down my neck as well. So I kind of just let that set for a little bit, not like crazy long or anything, but just do that and let it set. And then I will just take any kind of brush. You could use this, you could use a big fluffy brush or whatever. This is what I've been using. This is from Blank Canvas Cosmetics. It is their F20 flat top kabuki. I have several brushes like this from different brands, but anything like that will do. And this is just what I've happened to been using lately. And just kind of like buff that powder, the excess off, slash like blending it in. There's something about this powder, or maybe like I said, like all these products in this routine in particular that I feel like really makes my skin look really great, still looking natural-ish, and also feel like baby soft smooth. And so even though I didn't apply that powder like in this area, when I do this, kind of just blends it all in to set everything. And that's it. That's my current foundation routine. Now, of course, after this, I actually will be using another setting spray. This one I mentioned in my Loving Lately video. This is the Revolution Pro Effects Amazing Makeup Fixing Spray. And I like to put this on after I do just my foundation and like setting powder, before I apply my like contour and blush and the rest of my face and stuff like that, because I feel like this really sets it in and kind of just preps my face for, you know, contouring and stuff like that. But as for my foundation routine, this is it, and that's what it looks like. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different for me, but just thought it might be fun to share rather than just simply doing a review alone on this beauty sponge applicator. So I just thought it'd be fun to see, for you guys to see it in use and my current foundation routine. So thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes.